Hey guys, we are back at it again tonight on the Drive Marketing, and tonight we have with us a special guest from the Cattle Connect group here, a new online platform. Guys, welcome to the Drive Marketing. If you would, why don't you go around the horn here and introduce yourself?
I'll go ahead and start. Ashley Wagner, formerly Judge. My husband Jake and I, we live here in Loveland, Colorado. And we are both managers of a Simmental and Angus operation here. Beatty Livestock, sell and market genetics and cattle, mainly show heifers, all across the country.
Want me to go next?
Yep, go ahead, Tim.
For those who don't know me, I'm Tim Schaefer, owner and operator of Schaefer Show Cattle here in Hagerstown, Indiana. I do that with my wife, Emily, and my two sons, Braylon and Collier. Awesome group of guys and gals that work for us full time here. Show cattle operation mainly with extensive semen and embryo sales throughout, hosted by the platform we're going to discuss tonight. And then just run a multiple breed operation consisting of Simmental, Angus, Keys, Maines, and Shorthorns, with some added Limmies and Charolais as well. Just derived on the youth program and working on our extensive genetics like we talked about.
Kyle?
I'm Kyle Lemon. I own and operate Lemon Cattle Company with my wife and two kids, Blakely and Cashton. We predominantly Hereford breeders. We do mess around with some club calves and Simmentals, and my wife comes from an Angus background. We do have some Keys and Maines as well. We run an IVF satellite here at the home place, and we've recently started selling some freezer beef, but we predominantly thrive off of our show cattle market to the youth, and we do have a little bit of steer trade as well.
You bet. What about yourself, Seth?
Yeah, I am Seth Miller from Northwest Ohio. West Unity is the hometown. My wife Emily and I own and operate Seth Miller Show Steers with our three children, Reed, Brooks, and Della. And like I said, mostly show steer driven folks, buying and reselling steers. Work with breeders across the Midwest. Buying calves and then reselling them to folks as well. So that's kind of our background.
You bet. Like I said earlier, we're here with the new platform that you're putting out called Cattle Connect. I guess one of you, what are some of the unique things and some of the new things that are coming forward with this new platform you're putting out?
Tim, you want to go ahead and take it?
Yep, we'll launch it off. Really, this group kind of, broke off, and is still backed by the Went group, and just a little bit of a change from maybe the original Show Cattle Connection group. Still all the same formats and benefits, especially the benefits coming from the Went group that's backing this platform. Awesome group of in-house folks there, I think is one thing that's really keeps us to the forefront, just in terms of, getting your finances, handling any issues, the ladies and even the guys that are in there, the assistance during the sales, prior to the sales, and post the sales is truly second to none. So we wanted to maybe reformat a little bit of what we had started and just maybe bring something a little better, a little more individualized to whatever asset or entity you are selling, whether it's a group of commercial bulls, bred heifers, elite and show heifers, frozen embryos, semen sales, show steers, or a combination of any of those things. We wanted a platform that maybe could stand out, showcase your operation the best, and then maybe surround you as the seller with the most ideal folks that can help, get something moved for you instead of just being, smaller entities like some of the other platforms are right now, or individualized maybe consultants. We've come up with a few more formats there to where this group right here could kind of centralize, hub your sale, but we could also reach out and contract some other consultants in that might, maybe best suit a family or an operation selling bulls in South Dakota, or a fella in Texas wanted to sell a group of show steers, whatever. We'd maybe put some more people to that operation that might be able to bring in a little bit more attraction, a little bit more added marketability, so to speak. So there's just a few of the things we're starting to launch with Cattle Connect that would allow people to have, maybe the most benefit and so to speak, bang for their buck.
Yeah, and just with the four of you on tonight, there's diversity between the four of you. Just hearing your backgrounds and the types and kinds of cattle that you raise, and that's sure a big part of it. Knowing the cattle that you're selling, and being able to link people up to the cattle in the sale that is going on for sure. Yeah, so you're going to go after. Basically, this is going to be a broader range of sales, right, Ashley?
Yeah, so a big part of what we did in rebranding and moving forward was really hone in on the opportunity to bring on more sales across a wider market, and not maybe just focus on, we might have show cattle backgrounds, but focus on providing a platform for people from across the industry, whether that's they need to have a 10 head bull sale and they're not part of, a group where you're going to have a 250 head bull sale, or frozen genetics or semen, or really tapping into having the ability to market genetics, livestock for people that maybe don't necessarily feel like they have a platform. Maybe they're a niche market. Maybe they're in a sector of the industry that doesn't really have a place right now to have their sales. And so we wanted to broaden those horizons. And that's kind of what happened with the rebranding of everything. I think it's also for us really important to we kind of stand on the philosophy of it's quality, not quantity, in the sense that we really want to make it individualized for each person that has a selling experience with us, to make them feel like, they're getting out there and doing everything that we can to do, not only on the backside in terms of customer service and making sure everybody gets paid and all those things, but making sure that you get the most exposure as well.
Absolutely. Kyle, out in your country out there, the online platform's got to be a huge marketing tool. What do you think this new Cattle Connect platform is going to offer breeders out in your country?
Well, I think that for us, it's a lot of people buy cattle from us via pictures and videos. Online sales have allowed my part of the world to sell cattle on a more of a national spectrum. And our platform has stayed the same, the same format as we had prior, which allows you to personalize and kind of type in all your own information and allow what you want to be visible and what you don't want to be visible. So you get to customize it a little bit on your own with the help of us. And I like that portion of it. You can kind of type it in at your leisure. If you're Tim, you sit there and write all your fancy footnotes for the Be My Valentine's Day sale in the truck, and then go feed cows and then come back and brainstorm and do something else again. And I guess I kind of do the same thing a little bit. You can just log in right there on your phone and type away. And then if you get into something else, say you're calving cows, you can go and then come back to it. And it's all right there. And then you decide when you want it to be posted live, and even if you need to go back on sale day, sometimes I'm still double checking my grammar and fixing stuff that I messed up. But I like that personalization part of it. I think that that's very unique. And that's one of the things that makes us stand out the most. Just easily accessible. And I think for our part of the world, online sales are extremely, extremely important. We had a great following with our past, the Show Cattle Connection, and all those people plan to continue on with the Cattle Connection. We have some red sales, and I personally have my sales on there, and we're looking forward to the future here on Cattle Connection.
You bet. You bet. Hey, Seth, I heard you talk about show steers. What do you think? That's obviously a big sector in what happens in the industry in the online sector. What do you think Cattle Connect can offer on that front?
So I think from a steer perspective, there's a lot of different ways folks can go in marketing steers for sure. I think we've got two different directions that a person can take on our platform. The first being the standard online sales, which we can service, and the second one of those would be the pasture bid off previews. I've done previews in the past for a few different sales. And they've worked out well as far as organization goes for some of those. Just getting your pictures and videos on there for a standard straight cost, and then having your folks go out there and look at those and go that route. But the online sales piece of it is huge, and I think just having the ability to be one of a few sales in an evening, I think is important, and just having those high quality type of sales and not being lost in the shuffle, I think is a big piece of where the steer side of things can benefit from in Cattle Connect.
Yeah, that's no kidding. Like you said, from an organizational standpoint, I know a lot of breeders in the state I live in, up in South Dakota, up here. A lot of guys are really, they fought tooth and nail the online deal for years, and they're really warming up to the organization that it brings, and gets those cattle pictured and videoed, presented, and somebody calls, you're not out there with a cell phone trying to take something that is average quality footage to send somebody.
Yep, absolutely.
You bet. Hey, Tim, now you got a sale coming up in the near future?
Yep. Friday, or my Valentine online genetic sale. It's one of our biggest ones we have. We'll open up, and then it actually ends up closing, which will be next Tuesday.
Yep.
And then it'll be our big sale there. That we kind of open up some of the newer bulls, some of the newer matings that we've gathered up, and combine those cattle, for the public. And then being holiday and a special one, we open it up. This sale we always format where we sell all the eggs in packages of 4 and guarantee 2 pregnancies on all our IVF heifer eggs. So everybody's guaranteed a 50% or better conception, which most don't do, but we like to kind of maybe just chuck it in there a little neater and let the buyer get a little more out of it. And it's kind of a neat sale that's loaded up. We host a couple, genetic sales and a lot of live sales, obviously, or live cattle sales on these platforms, and it's only increased and gotten better and bigger, and the following's gotten better, and that's why I think putting it on this format and sticking with this format is just a really good opportunity.
Yeah. And like Kyle said, you load your own sales.
Yep, and I've had a lot of people come over to this platform and do it for the first time, and
sure,
have a little hesitation at first, but every response afterwards has been, this is incredible. The ease and just the backside of it is really handy. And a lot of people, I'm computer illiterate, but I'm decent with a cell phone. All my calf photos are on my phone. So you can literally take all your photos on your phone and just, you click the add the photo, and it brings up every picture on your phone, and you can sort through the years if you want to get, like for our embryo sale, I'll load up 5-6 support photos of full sibs that maybe won in the last 3 years. Out of those, be full sibs of those eggs. or that donor herself, and you can go right back through your entire base on your phone. So
Yep.
instead of, you can utilize it on the computer or there on your phone, like Kyle said, just to add in something. You want to add in another lot real quick, you can add the lot, you can check everything right there. Just the backside program, formatting it is a really, really nice comfort.
Yep. And if you're that, it seems like to me, a lot of salespeople are either they want to be way ahead of schedule and have their sale up 3 weeks ahead of time, or there's the procrastinators that barely get them pictured and videoed, and they're up there for 4 days and they have a sale. And with this platform, you can make your mind up and do it whichever way you want to do it and post it whenever you want to post it. Correct?
Yep. Because like I'll even go through like for like this embryo sale, I sat in tonight when I got in and added a few more semen lots, and I was still finishing a couple egg lots. But 2 weeks ago, I started posting like the first of all the newer matings of combination donors and bulls of those ones we just bought, and then just kind of throw a few lots in there and just kept adding to it. And the calls were coming in already. And that's where you feel you're already starting to connect. You kind of put some feelers out there. If you want to upload the entire sale at once, you can click that button. If you want to do it like I do, because I can only get long enough typing things. And like Kyle said, my grammar is terrible. So my wife has to proofread everything. Or there's a lot of abbreviations and, some struggles with hours and hours, but it's okay. It's just really handy getting everything put together on those sales. And like Seth was alluding to, if you're looking to go on and have an online sale and sell your animals to that, that's great. If you just want to be able to display your 50 head pasture sale cattle, it's a straight fee, and it's a really good avenue to be able to post that for that consumer while still putting all their time and getting them cattle ready. And for that kind of pretty basic fee, I mean, that's a lot less than even one bid on a calf. So it's a pretty nice way to where you can do both those avenues.
And
Yep.
from a marketing standpoint, as Tim brings that up, we host a lot of pasture sales, and we do just as much promotion and just as much marketing for those sales as we do, the guys that, have the live sales. We have the capability to have live online sales.
Yep.
Through the platform as well. So there's a lot of options, not only in terms of how you want to sell, what works best for you, what works best for your operation, but in terms of marketing and really trying to get stuff out there. And like they said, there's plenty of people that load their sales, a couple of days ahead of time. For us out here in Colorado, I try and get our sales, or anybody on the West Coast, really, or the Western side, up a couple of weeks extra, because for the most part, people are having to get on flights to come out and look at those cattle and that stock. And so it gives you a lot of availability, not only to upload your own sale as you wish. You can, like Tim said, make lots live, take lots off. You can change things the day of the sale while it's still live. And that's really nice. So if you ended up having something that, you wanted to change the terms on, you can do it like that. And with that, as reps, I guess, you also have the option to completely fill out an Excel sheet, and we can bulk upload your entire sale for you. So there's just a lot of limitless options. And we've talked about adding more options as well as we get further into, really honing in on what specific people need. There's always options to add more and do more, especially as we get into, maybe some specialty sales and things of that nature.
Absolutely. And you four on here tonight are obviously from different parts of the United States. Are you guys, in terms of seeing the cattle at these sales, will you guys either have eyeballs on them or have a rep there to see the cattle?
I think ultimately that's the goal, is for us to lay eyeballs on them Tim kind of alluded to it a little bit there earlier. We have the availability to allow other reps in on this new platform, and with that, those reps get compensated for their time and how the sale goes. So whether we get to see them, somebody will have the availability to see them, and I think that we're all connected everywhere in the world. Ashley, she's from California. Last year we sold a heifer to California. My wife's from California. I spent a lot of time in Texas. I think we cover all the regions to the best of our ability between the four of us.
Yep. Well, and like Tim said, finding the right rep for each. There's so many facets to the part of every part of what we do in terms of Hereford show heifers, show steers, Angus numbered cattle. If you're not pinpointed and focused in that direction, I think that's a brilliant way of thinking. To have a rep for every sector, it just costs too much to have people on retainer to do that. So that's a great way of doing it. Is there anything else new or anything else anybody's got to throw in here?
And just in short close, I mean, there's a lot of different places they can go to. There's a lot of platforms out there. We just kind of want to make sure this one's got the full backing of a good support staff. And I think we really have that with the group we have on here. Our resources of also getting, maybe added contractors like we talked about, the backing of the Went group, and maybe just a little more exclusivity to, each people's sale. Because I think a lot of these things are getting clustered up a little bit. And everybody wants their own little attention, and everybody's big day, they want a little more attention. So we're going to try to bring that added attention to the group of buyers that would like to, sell and platform their livestock, their genetics, their breeds, whatever it may be, through the Cattle Connect group. And that's, I think, what we've kind of envisioned to take it off and run with it in that regard.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know how many years ago it was, but, when these deals were getting started, when, my rep called me and said there was somebody else on my day and wondered if it was all right to have two sales that one night.
Yeah.
And now look what this deal evolved into, where there's 32 sales, on all platforms.
Platforms, you might be on second page.
Yeah, it's just gotten nuts. Like you said, you'd sure like to be exclusive, and the world has just grown outside of that for sure.
Some worry, will now with some larger sites, do they only click on that site? And the obvious answer is, yeah. I mean, most people on a daily basis will probably click on one site or another. Will they click on this site? And I think for any of those people, maybe in fear, nervous of that, all the people sitting in this forum right here, all of our sales from the start of it till now have grown substantially. And every time each sale continued to, outdo the other in the past. And we've embodied ourselves and done our homework to diligently bring the people to this site to not only, platform our own sales, that we can bring, the same goods to each people, that sign up with us to have their own sale. I mean, we definitely have their backs in that regard, and we'll be able to come through on that end.
Absolutely. Well, and you guys are you're going to kind of launch with Tim Sales, kind of your first one out of the gate here.
We're already having sales.
Oh, you're already having sales.
So, there's already sales rolling. Tim's sale is really the first big one, and then we roll right into fallborns and genetic sales and all of that, all the way through March and April, and booking all the way out through the summer already. So it's rolling, it's going, and no looking back now.
All right, we are looking forward to it. I know with as much expertise that all four of you bring to the table, this is going to be big and bold and great because you guys are successful and everything else you've done. I know this will be something huge. There's no doubt in my mind. One more time for people listening, Tim. When was that sale again?
The Be My Valentine sale opens up this Friday, and it actually closes Tuesday, February 20th. No, 21st. I don't know what it is. Yeah, next Tuesday.
Is that Valentine's Day?
No, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. God dang.
Valentine's Day will be tomorrow, Corey.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. We figure we better move this off so everybody that forgets to get their spouse or significant other a really
Oh,
good
that's
gift,
why it's Valentine. Okay. I'm
they
with
can
you.
come through really big with a really nice set of IVF heifer eggs out of some of the best matings and really kind of kick it off.
All right.
Make up some ground.
You bet. Well, we're looking forward to it. Guys, thanks for being on Drive Marketing tonight. We enjoyed having you, and good luck with your future endeavors.
No, we
Thanks,
appreciate
Corey.
us taking the time to premiere it and let everybody know if they need to sign up a sale, contact one of these other three reps or myself, and we'd be happy to help and show what we can do for them.
Hey, good job, guys. We'll be looking forward to watching it.
Perfect. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks,
Take
Corey.
care.